back to Cardiac Radio for Teens. For those of you who don't know, I'm Bia, and Cardiac Radio for Teens is a place where teens can talk to teens about stuff that they want to talk about instead of talking to a parent or a guidance counselor or a teacher. It can just be us teens talking and trying to find a positive message in life and trying to find the good that can come out of every situation. I would first off like to start on a little side note about the United Nations event I spoke about last time. For those of you who maybe didn't listen to the last one, last Friday it was International Youth Day, August 12th, and there was an essay competition that I was a part of, and they selected a few people with their essays to come and read their essays at this United Nations event, and the essays were about religious tolerance and human rights. So 10 teens, including myself, talked about our different essays, and we're all from different backgrounds and different religions, so it's really cool to see all these different religions and all these different teens coming together for the better good. The people I met were amazing, and I couldn't have asked for better people to share that event with. The friends that I made and all that I learned just in those couple days is something truly amazing that I'll never take for granted. Also, with all my friends and family there, it was a surreal experience, and it was so amazing to have so much support and to see everyone gathering together, all different religions, all in one place for the better good. It was really surreal and amazing. I still can't believe I did it. So for a lot of people, it's like I would never be that person to do that, or I would never get that opportunity. But the opportunities are everywhere. They're endless. They're always around us. We just have to take a second to realize these opportunities and go for them instead of just saying, oh no, I'm not gonna do it, it's not that important. We should take it and do it with our best, because we never know when it's gonna turn into something more. For this essay competition, I almost didn't even write the essay. I knew about the essay and I was going to write it, and then when it's the school year and you're kind of lazy, why am I gonna write an extra essay if I don't need to? And I was like debating in my head. I was like, should I write it? Should I not? And I was almost not going to write it. But then I was like, you know what? There's nothing in this is going to hurt me. I can just write it and send it in, and that's it. So I wrote it and I sent it in. And I never expected something like this would happen, but it did. And I'm so glad that I took the opportunity to do that essay, because there's so many people that probably could have written the essay and probably were going to. But then at the last second, they just were like, oh, you know what? It's not going to be that important. I'm not going to win anyways. I won't do it. But you never know what's going to happen. And that brings us to the point that I want to talk about today. That we have to follow our dreams, and we can't give up, because if we give up, we don't know what would have happened, what could have happened. So we need to continue following our dreams, no matter how surreal they seem and how far away they seem. Because you never know what could happen to you. In kindergarten, we are all asked what we want to be. I know in my kindergarten, in our yearbook for kindergarten, it says there was a whole page and it just had what we all wanted to be when we grew up. And it just listed everyone's thing that they said they wanted to be. And the possibilities when we were that age were endless. We could be whatever we wanted to be. I remember in my yearbook, I want to be a mom, or I want to be a Power Ranger, or a superhero, and it went on, and some people did have crazy, like, oh, they want to be a doctor or a dentist, and that was more of a reality. But some people wanted to be a superhero, and no one told us we couldn't be. The possibilities were endless of what we were going to be when we grew up. And then we get a little bit older, and we're in the elementary, middle school phase, and we're like, okay, of course I can't be a Power Ranger, and of course I can be a mom, but that's not something I'm going to do for, like, my life. So what are we going to be? And we start settling for other things, because, okay, we have to take out Power Ranger. Maybe I'm not smart enough to be a doctor. Let's not do doctor. And then we start eliminating possibilities that maybe we want to do it, but we're letting little things stand in our way. I mean, it might be hard to become a Power Ranger, but maybe, who knows, maybe you could be the best actor and become a Power Ranger in the TV shows. So you never know what the possibilities are. You never know what opportunities you could run into. So little by little, we start eliminating stuff off that list. Okay, this isn't possible, this isn't possible, this isn't possible. And we are left with a more generalized list of what we want to do. And then when it's time for us to actually decide a major or to pick a job career path that we're going into, we eliminate so much because we think that we won't be able to do it. Oh, I did bad in that one class one time, so I'm taking that out completely. Or we say, oh, I'm not really smart enough to be a doctor. That's a lot of stuff you have to go through. I'm not ready for that. I can't do that. Or you say, oh, I'm not really great in that class, so I'm not going to do that. And little by little, we just eliminate things that we could have been good at if we just put in some effort. And it's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy, but it's possible, and it can be done if that's what we truly want to do. So then we start settling even more into careers that we think we'll be decent at. We think, oh, well, my family already owns this business, so I'll just go into that. Or, oh, everyone else in my family was a teacher, I'll just do that. Which is fine if that's truly what you love to do and truly what you want to do. And if you want to pursue the family career path or the family business, that's perfectly awesome if you want to do that. But just, it has to be from you if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, then figure out something you want to do. Try something else out. Because no matter what anyone else wants you to do, no matter what your parents or your friends or whoever thinks that you should be doing that job or doing this sport or doing this activity, you're the one who's going to be doing it. So if you don't like it, then you have to speak up for yourself and follow what you like. Because say if your friends are like, oh, come join this sport with us, join this sport, and you're in between, let's say, you really want to play basketball, but they really want you to do indoor track over in the winter. So you're in between it, and then you go to indoor track just because you're friends, and then now you're not doing basketball, and you're the one that's suffering in indoor track because you don't even want to be there. So you really have to follow your own heart and follow what you want to do, even if sometimes you're going to be alone and it's going to be harder because you don't have friends, but you'll make friends on the team. You'll find other people that you can connect with. There's no reason to start settling because we're still young and we can do whatever we want to do as long as we set our minds to it. And if it's something new, if it's something you've never heard of, no one's ever heard of, you want to do a new outstanding job that really you think has a purpose and has a value and that needs to be done, then do it. Then create a job field. I've heard that being done. If you see a need for something and that's something you want to do, then create it. Then be the first one to be, oh, I have this specialized job. And then you'll attract a lot of attention and more people get into the field and it'll become a thing. So whatever you want to do, you just have to stick with it and follow your dreams. Of course, that doesn't mean that we have to stick with the first thing we want it to be. And when we were little, say we wanted to be a Power Ranger, which, okay, when you're older, you can become an actor, you can go audition to be a Power Ranger in the movies, but if that's still what you want to do. But most likely, the boys especially grow out of that phase, and they don't want to be Power Rangers anymore, which is completely fine. If you don't want to do it anymore, then also follow your heart and stop that. It's like when people decide a major in school, and then they're with that major, and then they decide, whoa, wait, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. So then switch it while you can, because before you're stuck, say your major is nursing, and then you're in nursing, and you're like, I don't want to do this. But try and switch it, try and get out of it, try and go into something else before it's too late and you already have your nursing degree and that's what you're doing for the rest of your life. So it's really all about following your heart, whether it's deciding that, okay, I don't like that, I'm not going to do it anymore, I don't want to do that, moving on, finding something else I like, or if it's, I really, really like this and this is what I want to do. So follow that. Follow whatever your instinct is telling you, because no matter what other people are saying, you're the one that's going to have to deal with the decision. You're the one who's going to have to deal with the consequences for the rest of your life. I would like to read a little message now called Choose Hope from the Bible, 50 Ways It Can Change Your Life. By the time Jesus arrived in Bethany, Lazarus was dead. His body had been in the tomb for 4 days. Mary and Martha were understandably beside themselves with grief. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Jesus then said, I am the one who raises the dead to life. Everyone who has faith in me will live, even if they die. Jesus knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead, but Mary and Martha didn't. Their grief was real. Their emotions were raw. Jesus wasn't upset by their reaction. He cried too, but he wanted to help them through their pain, to get something better, hope. The journey from devastation to hope can be plotted by boiling Jesus' words down to these 3 words. Believe in me. Don't grieve in pain, the final word. Believe in me. Don't let your world come crashing down around you. Believe in me. Don't give up. Believe in me. All it takes is one tragedy, one unexpected loss to drive home the point that we practically powerless to control or prevent the things that happen to us. The one area we can control, however, is how we will respond. We can choose devastation and surrender, or we can choose hope and perseverance. To choose hope and perseverance is not to brush aside our grief. It is to address our pain head-on and to work through our feelings, with the assistance of a professional counselor if necessary. To choose hope is to believe that happiness and joy are attainable again, despite what our grief tells us. To choose hope is to take Jesus at his word, and when he says, "Believe in me, I am more powerful than your pain. I will carry you through. I will heal your heart." So this passage kind of has a different message than what we were talking about, but the essential idea is what is the same and what I would like to talk about. And that's one little quote, and it's, "Hope is a walking dream." Because we need to have hope, and we can't do anything without having hope. If we don't hope and believe in Jesus and believe in God that they're helping us to do our best and to make the best decisions and to follow our dreams, then we're not going to be able to get through anything. We have to hope and we have to believe and we have to have positive thinkings that we're going to get through it and we're going to be able to get that job we want or to go in the career and to follow our dreams. We have to have hope, because if we don't have hope, then nothing will be able to be accomplished. And that's what Jesus was saying to them in this passage. He was saying, I know you're sad and I know you're grieving, but just have hope and have faith and believe in me that I can do this. And although they were sad, they did have hope and they did believe in him. And that's what's important. And when we are following our dreams, we have to have faith and hope and believe that God and Jesus, they're watching over us and they're helping us. But we also have to have hope and believe in ourselves. Because if we don't believe in ourselves, then who's going to? We have to be the first ones to believe in ourselves and to make that difference, to make that change. And when we believe in ourselves, then others can believe in us too. And believing in ourselves is who we need the most believing from. We need to hope and believe for ourselves. It's okay if other people do it for us, but sometimes it needs to be done ourselves. It's like when something happens and someone tells you, oh, it's okay, and they're trying to make you feel better, but the only one who can truly turn your mood around and make you actually feel better is yourself, because you control your emotions. As much as the other person wants to help you and wants to get you out of being sad, it really has to be yourself who helps you and brings yourself up. So we really have to seize the opportunity and seize the moment and follow our dreams and do what we want to do, because that's what, at the end, although everyone else can be supporting and they're helping and they're loving you and stuff, you're the one who's going to have to deal with the consequences and have to deal with what happens throughout the journey. There will be other people to help you, but it is your own experience, your own dream. So you have to believe in yourself. While doing research on this topic, I found a couple of reasons they listed about why you should follow your dream, why you should go outside the box and follow your dreams, whatever they are. One of them, which is a good reason, which I usually think of, is that you might be regretting or thinking about it later in life if you don't do it. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, if I only wrote that essay that one time, or oh, what if I just did that, if I was there early, or if I did my homework on time, or I studied for my test. And sometimes it's a bigger decision than other times. So we don't want to be regretting it and thinking, oh, what could have happened? We want to know. And sometimes it's not going to be a positive ending. Sometimes it's going to be like, oh, what could have happened? And it doesn't turn out so good, but at least we know what happened when we tried. And when we keep trying, and we'll get there eventually. We're not always going to be shut down. Once we're ready for it, the good will come. Another really good point that they had was that you'll feel unaccomplished and you'll stop dreaming altogether. And that's kind of the example we were talking about in the beginning about going through the grades, because in the beginning we think we could be whatever we want to be and the possibilities are endless. But then once we get older and older, we start, okay, let's think of more basic ideas and more realistic job careers, but we can still be whatever we want to be. So you gotta follow your dreams because it keeps life exciting, and you don't want to be just stuck doing something monotone that you didn't really love. You can just try and follow your dreams and see where it goes. You never know where it's gonna go. And if we set aside too many dreams, then we're gonna stop dreaming altogether, and that's boring. Who wants a life without dreaming about imagining what could happen? And even if you're following your dreams and it's not going exactly how you planned, maybe you're trying to do this, but to get to that job career you had to take so many hard classes and you're struggling through them, and it may take a lot of unexpected turns. You may end up in a lot of different places that you didn't think you were ever going to have to do, but it keeps it interesting, and it's going to make memories that you keep with for your whole life. And you're going to have challenges and you're going to have hard times, but there's also going to be really good times, and all those together are going to create really good memories and make the journey that much more enjoyable. And you're going to have to stay out of your comfort zone. You're not going to be able to stay safe and sound and not have anything happen when you want to follow your dreams. You're going to have to go outside the box and to explore and do something a little different. But that's the good in it, and that's the fun, and that's going to be the journey. And it may be a little bumpy journey, but you'll get through it. And the end, when you accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish, that's going to be the most rewarding thing. We all tend to make excuses that we don't have what it takes to do something, or we're not smart enough, or we're not artistic enough, or we're not verbal enough, we don't have those talents. Whatever it is, we kind of make excuses for ourselves and kind of throw ourselves under the bus. Oh, we can't do that, and we shot down the idea so quickly. But maybe it's really just because we're scared, and everything that we need to accomplish that and to get our dream accomplished is right inside of us, and we have all that. Maybe you have a skill, you just need to work on it a little bit more, and then you'll be able to achieve your dream. So instead of pitying ourselves and saying, oh, I can't do that, I'll never be able to do that, you have to go after it, because all the skills you need are right inside of you. You just need to work on them and practice them, and that's how you'll get good at them, and you'll be able to do whatever you set your mind to. Think about when we all started school when we were little, in kindergarten or in preschool or pre-K or whatever it was that we started in. We didn't know how to do really hard math, and even not really hard math, we didn't know how to do subtraction or addition, and to us, we thought, we even say, we're not smart enough, I can never do that, oh my goodness, that's crazy. But after a while, you just have to learn it and practice it, and then that skill's ours, and that everyone can add two numbers now. Sometimes we still have mistakes because we need to add, so we need to work on it more, but we can do it really easily now, and it's something that we didn't think we had before. So everything is like that. The skills are already inside of us. Everything we need, we already have. We just need to work on it and bring that out, and not be so quick to just throw ourselves under the bus and say, I'm not going to need that. I'm not going to be able to do that. Or whatever may be the excuses that we're coming up with. They are just that. They're just excuses. So we have to see through that and see that we're just making excuses and realize that we can do anything we set our minds to. And sometimes you think that it's really hard and that it's never going to happen, and only the people in movies that you look up to are able to accomplish their dreams and do what they want to do. But we can be that person to other people. We can inspire other people to follow their dreams too. it's not gonna be easy. No one's ever said it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take dedication and time and effort put into it. But when we achieve our goal, we're gonna feel so happy, and the successfulness of being able to accomplish our goal, that's just gonna be the most triumphant and enjoyable moment of our lives. We can be that person that other people look up to. We all have our role models and our superheroes that we look to, but we can be that person for someone else. One song that I think is really great to describing this is The Climb by Miley Cyrus, which was in the Hannah Montana movie. And most of you might not want to go listen to it, but trust me, it's a good song, and there's a good message to it. And basically in the song, she's saying how it's not going to be easy, and you're going to go through a lot of struggles and a lot of challenges to get to the top, like to get to the mountain, to climb it. But once you get to the top, the view is so amazing, and it's going to be so rewarding, and all of that hard work is going to pay off. And that's exactly what achieving your dreams and your goals are, because your dreams and your goals, your highest goals and dreams of life, they're all the way at the tippy top of Mount Everest, and you have to climb all the way up there. And it seems impossible, and it seems hard, and it's going to be hard. There's going to be challenges, and there's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. But once you get there, that view of what you're seeing, that's going to be the most rewarding thing, and you won't regret 1 second of it. So again, that was Miley Cyrus's The Climb, and you guys should all go listen to it, because it's truly an amazing song. And throughout all of our difficult times and our bumps and bruises and the struggles that we face going up that climb, while we're trying to reach the top, but it's getting really hard and we fall down a lot of times, the one thing we can always do, and it will always help us, is to pray. And the great thing about praying is that we can do it anytime, anywhere, whenever we need it. And not saying that we should only do it because we need help, or just saying, oh, only pray because you need help. But praying when you do need help is something that can truly help you throughout your life, because if you're being sincere and you're truly asking for help, you will be given help. So with that, I'd like to read a little message from a new book I got called Spiritism 101, and it's titled Prayer. Prayer is the way that people have to attract help, guidance, and comfort from the good spirits. They come to support us in our good decisions and inspire us good thoughts. Spirits always say, words are worth nothing, the thought is everything. Thus, each must pray with their sincerity and according to one's beliefs. A good thought is worth much more than saying a prayer with elaborate words and no feeling. So, when you're praying, it doesn't have to be something so exaggerated and so pronounced, but just having a conversation, thinking your most sincere thoughts, having a real conversation with God, with Jesus, asking for help. That's the way to go. That's the way to be sincere and truly get help. This book also gives a little 3-step answer to the question, how should we pray? And I thought this is interesting because many people may not really know the right way, because every religion, every person prays in their own way. So it's kind of interesting to see what should occur in a prayer. All prayers are good when made with love and emotion. They should be clear, simple, and concise. So this shows that no matter what religion, what person, where you're from, if it's with love and good emotion, then it's good. Then it's a good prayer. It doesn't matter what your background is, because we're all the same to God. 1, it should be clear. It is very important to be clear and easy to understand. Prayers that are pronounced in unknown languages, for example, may have no value. So you don't need to try and sound fancy and elaborate for God, because He knows who we are. 2, it should be simple. Prayers should be simple, without complicated words or creative phrases. And 3, it should be concise. Each word should make us reflect on what is thought or spoken. So we don't need to pray for a long time or make it really elaborate, because God knows what we need, what we want, and we just need to be sincere with ourselves and show love and emotion. I hope that we all continue to achieve our dreams and pray to the best of our ability when we need help, when the climb isn't that easy. But when we get to the top, the view's going to be amazing, so it's all going to be worth it. So just follow your dreams and do whatever you want to do, because we're still young and you can be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to talk about, information about the United Nations event that just happened, anything at all, please feel free to email me at cardiacradioforteens@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you right away.